Hello. Today I'm going to tell you an incredible story. Is the most significant work of ancient literature from the peoples of the Near East. The poem consists of episodes related to the name and feats of the legendary king of Uruk. Where the bright Euphrates runs to the sea, the city of Uruk rises up. It was founded by 7 wise men with walls built of bricks, each fitted perfectly row upon row. The wind does not pass through them. Go up on these walls, walk upon these ramparts, recall the one who saw the whole world to its limits, who knew the secrets of the seas and conquered the mountains. If you enjoy this kind of content and want to hear more fascinating stories, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, but only if you're genuinely interested. Get ready for the story, and to those listening before bed, I already wish you sweet dreams. Gilgamesh was the king of Uruk. There was none equal to him among men. 2/3 God, 1/3 man. Thus he was lonely and did not know where to apply his great strength. He wished to dig through mountains, change the course of rivers, build towers to storm clouds and many other things beyond the power of man. Yet the people suffered from his deeds and restless heart. So they began to beg the mother goddess. "O Uruk, calm your son. Create another to match him, that he may struggle with him in valor and give the people rest." The mother goddess heard their pleas. She washed her hands and pinched off clay the size of a hill, cast it upon the flat earth, and in the image of heaven, Anu, she fashioned Enkidu. His whole body was covered with hair, the locks were thick. He was shorter than Gilgamesh but stronger in bone. She said to him, "Enkidu, go and live among the wild beasts, graze with gazelles. Stand at the watering holes with the beasts. Let water gladden your heart." One day, a young hunter came for prey and saw his traps broken, his pits filled in. In the clay was the print of a bare foot, too large for any man, thrice the size. Following the track, the hunter went to the waterhole and was astonished. By the water bent a giant. His hair was long as a woman's and thick as unharvested wheat. His legs were like trunks brought on ships from distant lands. The hunter, terrified, ran home and told his father what he had seen. The old hunter realized the gods had heard the people's prayers. Gilgamesh had a rival. "Go to Uruk," the old man said. "Let the proud one know he is not alone in the world." Coming to Gilgamesh, the young hunter said, "O king, in the steppes a hero has appeared. His arm is strong as if made of celestial metal. He roams with animals, breaks my traps, fills the pits, takes the wild beasts from my hands. My quiver is full, but at home there is no game." Gilgamesh's heart surged and he cried, "Take me to the steppe, hunter. I wish to test myself against this hero." They set out and on the 3rd day arrived at the waterhole. Gilgamesh and the hunter lay in wait. Day after day animals came and refreshed themselves, but Enkidu was not among them. "Where is your hero?" Gilgamesh asked sternly. "Perhaps you dreamed him?" Before Gilgamesh finished speaking, Enkidu appeared as if from the earth. He too was in ambush watching Gilgamesh. The heroes met, each striving to topple the other, their legs sunk into the earth to the knees. The ground groaned in pain. Muscles strained, heavy breaths escaped their lips, but neither budged, for they were equal in strength. "Why are we locked like rams?" Enkidu first panted. Gilgamesh laughed, relaxed his muscles and let go of the hero's hands. They stood and gazed at one another in amazement. "You have taught me by your strength," said Gilgamesh. "I thought I could defeat anyone, but if we are equal, why quarrel? Let us be friends." They embraced like brothers and set off for Uruk. People ran to the walls to greet the heroes. At the gates, bread and beer, 12 jars, were brought out. "What is this?" Enkidu asked, pointing to the bread. "Eat," said Gilgamesh, breaking bread in half. "This is the food of men. Whoever tastes bread becomes like humans." "And this?" Enkidu pointed at a jug. "Drink," said the king. "This drink gladdens the soul. Whoever drinks becomes like the gods." Enkidu ate bread to his fill and drank 7 jugs of wine. His soul rejoiced, his face shone, and the hair that covered him became a garment. He became as a man. Days passed. Gilgamesh showed his friend the houses and temples of Uruk. Enkidu remained unimpressed, his face marked by boredom, until tears streamed from his eyes. "What is wrong, my friend?" asked Gilgamesh. "Tears choke my throat," replied Enkidu. "I waste time doing nothing. My strength fades." Gilgamesh pondered, "There is a task. Alone I cannot manage it, but together we will succeed." "What task?" asked Enkidu. His tears dried instantly as dew dries in the sun. "I have heard of a mountain by the sea covered in a cedar forest. There lives the fierce Humbaba. Many have wished to kill him, but none has found the way." "Let us go to the watering hole," said Enkidu. I will ask the beasts for the path, the birds will show it. We will find the forest, track down Humbaba, and destroy him. I trust you, my friend, answered Gilgamesh, but the enemy cannot be defeated with bare hands. The power of Humbaba is in the cedar. It must be cut down and uprooted. The king called the craftsmen of Uruk, famed for their skill. Impatiently Gilgamesh commanded, "Stoke the furnace, smiths. Let it blaze hot. Cast the green stones from the western sea islands. When the copper flows, cast axes fit for us, daggers sized for our hands." The craftsmen bowed to the king. Fire rose over the steppe, and from afar, Uruk resembled a fiery furnace. Learning the king's intent, people crowded the square. The elders walked ahead, stately, and the murmur resembled the waves of Euphrates in flood. The king came forth, Enkidu at his side. Gilgamesh raised his hand, and the crowd fell silent to hear his words. "Listen, people of Uruk. Listen, elders. Let the world hear me. I wish to meet Humbaba, whose name burns nations. In the cedar forest I will defeat Humbaba, raise my hand against him and become famous for ages. I will drive all evil from the world." The elders replied together, "Gilgamesh, you are young and follow your heart. But who knows the road to the forest? It is ringed by a deep moat. Humbaba's voice is a whirlwind, his lips are flame, his breath brings death. The fight is unequal." Gilgamesh objected, "Why should I now fear Humbaba, O elders? Where one cannot climb a mountain, two will conquer it. A doubled cord does not break easily. 2 lion cubs will defeat a lion. Now I have found a strong friend. Together we will face any foe." The elders blessed the king, "May your life be preserved. Return alive and well to the haven of Uruk." Within 7 days the craftsmen returned. Each axe weighed 300, every dagger 200, and bows and quivers 100. The heroes tried the weapons, which did not seem heavy. The gates of Uruk were unlocked in 7 places. The heroes took the weapons in each other's hands and stepped out the gates. An eagle appeared above, flying over their heads, showing the way. "I know this eagle," said Enkidu. "Once, a hunter killed its stepmother. I fed it from my hands, it did not forget me." At the temple of Igalma, the goddess mother crowned with ribbon greeted the heroes. "I know where you go," she said to her companions. "I will not stop you. Here is bread baked by the gods, you will need it on your journey." She gave them a loaf the size of a millstone and, at parting, whispered a secret word to Enkidu. They traveled under the scorching sun, resting at night, breaking off pieces of bread that revived their strength. After 6 weeks, they reached a mountain from which both rivers, Tigris and Euphrates, could be seen. They climbed the mountain and broke some bread. "See how soft it is," said Gilgamesh to Enkidu. "As if fresh from the oven. Let us save it for the way back." With these words, Gilgamesh slept, as is human fate. At midnight, he awoke to see Enkidu guarding him. "My friend, did you call me?" asked Gilgamesh. "Why did I wake?" "I saw a dream. We stood beneath a mountain and it fell, burying us." "Explain it to me. Who is born of the steppe is wise." Enkidu changed his face but answered calmly, "My friend, your dream is beautiful. The mountain is no threat. We will seize Humbaba and cast him down." They traveled onward, covering a day's distance in what would take 6 weeks for ordinary men, and saw a temple in the distance, more beautiful than any in Uruk. "Enkidu, what is that temple or city there?" asked Gilgamesh. "It is neither temple nor city," replied Enkidu. "It is the cedar forest. See the eagle circles showing us the way." Entering beneath its shade, the cedar forest rose like a ziggurat, not built by men stacking bricks, but by cedars reaching to the sky, lifting the earth with their roots, creating the mountains of Lebanon. "Where is Humbaba?" asked Gilgamesh. "On the moss of the forest, his steps go unheard," replied Enkidu. "Look! The eagle circles above the cedar," cried Gilgamesh. He seized his axe, swung it with all his might and struck a trunk. The cedar forest shuddered. Enkidu covered his face with his hands and fell to the ground. "What are you doing, my friend? Why destroy living flesh?" "I smell blood. It is like human blood, yet different in color." "This resin will seal the cracks," explained Gilgamesh calmly. "The bottom will be like a clay bowl, letting no water through. This cedar will be the deck, that thinner one the mast. Our ship will sail to distant lands and return to Uruk, laden with food." "Why does Uruk need such food?" asked Enkidu. "In Uruk there is enough bread for all." "If I listen to you," replied Gilgamesh with irritation, "people would live like beasts, never knowing clay houses." "Under every beast's hide," retorted Enkidu, "beats a living heart. Beasts hate lies. They are equal to people. But the gods made animals subject to man and put a restless soul in his heart. Man must uncover all secrets and subject the world to his will. Why do you want power over a world the gods made? Your restless soul brings grief to the world. Better to remain a beast, a cedar, gather at the waterhole, or sway in the wind until broken. You are wrong, my friend Enkidu, said Gilgamesh, seizing his axe. See how strong my arms are. He prepared to strike again, not noticing a forest beast creeping up behind. Its body was striped, like Enkidu's former companion the panther at the watering hole. Its eyes blazed with cruel anger, jaws wide, teeth ready for throat or chest. The axe fell with a whistle, breaking cedar ribs. The tree tottered and slowly fell. Enkidu, to save his friend, hurled his dagger at Humbaba. The dagger shot like an arrow from a skilled archer and struck the beast's throat. Gilgamesh turned and saw Humbaba in his death throes, huge paws twitching, body shuddering in rage and pain. But he was no longer terrifying. Only then did Gilgamesh notice Enkidu lying on his back, head thrown back, hand outstretched in a fist, as if still feeling his dagger's handle. Gilgamesh rushed to him, touched his body. No wounds, no scratches. Enkidu, whispered Gilgamesh. Can you hear me? But Enkidu slept, his heart silent. Rise. Gilgamesh cried, not understanding what had happened. It's time to go. Let's eat. He seized the bread. It was hard as stone. No hand could break it, no axe could cut it. The bread was dead, like the cedar, like Humbaba, and like Enkidu. How did this happen? Thought the hero. I cut the cedar with Humbaba's soul. Humbaba is dead. But Enkidu is dead too. Perhaps his soul was in the cedar? No wonder he protected it. Or perhaps he broke the secret word Uruk whispered to him? The thought struck like lightning. No. The hero's valiant heart will not accept such loss. He will not admit that the gods doomed men to death and kept eternal life for themselves. I will return your soul, Enkidu, he cried, covering his friend's body with branches. I will travel the mountains, descend to the sea's bottom, learn the laws of life and death. Silent were the forest beasts, silent the birds of heaven. They fled to mountains and thickets to escape the killer. Only the noble eagle, raised by the fallen friend, circled above, showing the hero the path to the underworld. Reaching sandy slopes, Gilgamesh fell to the earth. But sleep did not return Enkidu to him. Awakened by a lion's roar, he saw lions leaping and playing like puppies. Why do you not know grief? He asked the lions. Where is your friend with whom you went to the waterhole? Enkidu, who saved you breaking traps. Receiving no reply from the lions, Gilgamesh seized his axe, and like an arrow he shot among the heedless lions, punishing them. He wandered the desert until mountains appeared, the boundaries of the world. Before him yawned a cave in a cliff, locked with bronze doors. Guards watched those doors, so monstrous as to be beyond human imagining. Spider legs, scorpion bodies covered in hair, but human heads. The hero was terrified, but with courage overcoming fear, he spoke to the scorpion. Open the door if you can. Life holds nothing for me. I wish to see my friend, who is gone forever. There is no path here for the living, nor for the dead, replied the scorpion. Here Shamash rises, circles the earth, and enters from the other side. Will you walk the very path of Shamash? I will go, replied Gilgamesh, as sorrow passes into the heart. I go, sighing and weeping, thinking of Enkidu. The door silently opened, compelled by Gilgamesh's will. Gilgamesh entered the cave, darkness enveloping his soul. He walked, counting steps to measure the way the sun travels in darkness from west to east. What to Shamash was a short night became years of darkness for Gilgamesh. Yet he saw the dawn at last, and the wind's breath touched his face. Going toward the wind, he came forth from the cave. Mountains covered in black forest, stones and moss, and below, the leaden waves. Passing through the bright gorge, he noticed a low house with locked doors. He heard someone breathing behind the door. Who is there? He called. Go away, stranger, he heard a woman's voice. Wanderers have no road here. The gods are received, they are served with brew. I am not a nameless vagrant. I have seen everything. I am called Gilgamesh. I built Uruk with walls. With my friend Enkidu I slew the fierce Humbaba who guarded the cedar forest. I drove out the mighty lions with no memory. 2/3 I am God, 1/3 only man. Instantly the door opened, and the mistress stepped out, looked upon Gilgamesh and spoke to him. You who slew Humbaba and surrounded Uruk with walls, why is your face so sad? Why are your cheeks sunken, your head bowed? How can my head not bow and my face not pale? Gilgamesh replied. If my friend Enkidu, with whom I struggled, has become earth, if my younger brother, great hunter of the desert, the hunter of spotted panthers, has turned to dust. That's why I wander like a bandit in the desert. The thought of my dead friend gives me no rest. I do not know what you seek, said the mistress. I do not know what you desire. The gods made people mortal, immortality they kept to themselves. Let go of vain cares. Dispense with sad thoughts. Fill your belly, sit with friends and wine. Let me pour you some brew. I do not want your brew. I do not ask for your advice. Tell me, hostess, how to cross the sea. The mistress replied. No crossing has ever existed here. The leaden waters of death are crossed by Shamash like a bird and rowed by the ferryman Urshanabi, who conveys the dead. He knows the way to Utnapishtim, the only mortal to gain eternal life. The hero said farewell and entered the forest, emerging at a river, where he saw a boat with Urshanabi inside. Why do you wander, astray among the dead? Asked Urshanabi. Sit, I will ferry you to the land of the dead. I am not dead, replied Gilgamesh. Yes, my cheeks have withered and my head is bowed. But my heart beats alive in my breast. Listen. Remarkable, said Urshanabi. Indeed your heart beats. Why did you come here? Grief drove me, replied Gilgamesh. I wish to find my friend and grant him immortality. Take me in your boat to Utnapishtim, he who escaped death. Sit, replied Urshanabi. I will take you to Utnapishtim. Here's a pole. Help, but do not touch the water or you will not reach your destination. Gilgamesh loosened his belt, stripped, and tied his garment to the pole as a sail. The boat flew so swiftly the waters of death never touched him. Utnapishtim walks on an island surrounded by the waters of death. 400 years he has wandered his lands unchanged. The sea is unmoving as lead. No birds fly over the island. No fish leap from the waves. No news comes from where he once lived. Only Urshanabi ferries the sleeping dead in his boat, unchanged. Hey woman! Utnapishtim suddenly cried. What is wrong with my eyes? Look, that is Urshanabi's boat. But its sail is raised. Never before was a sail set here. Do not worry, replied Utnapishtim's wife. Your eyes are as sharp as in the years when you first saw the mountain. Mine too see the sail. And a corpse raises the sail. See how pale his cheeks are. Perhaps a sailor drowned, needing a sail. Urshanabi brings him to the land of the dead. You speak what you do not know, Utnapishtim answered. For hundreds of years, I have watched souls ferried here. Kings, farmers, flutists, blacksmiths, carpenters, all arrive without crown or tool. Who will ask the dead what they love or hate? Gilgamesh came ashore, left the boat. Immediately it was clear he was alive, not dead in soul. What are you seeking? Asked Utnapishtim. Why have you come as a living man in a boat for the dead? Why are your cheeks sunken, your head bowed? How did you reach me? Speak. My name is Gilgamesh. I come from distant Uruk. 2/3 god, 1/3 man. With my friend Enkidu we killed the fierce Humbaba, guardian of the cedar forest. But Enkidu, saving me from death, died. I search for him, crossing all seas and lands. Wherever I go, people say only gods are immortal, for death spares no man. Yet you, as legend says, were saved from death by the gods. Tell me how it was. Reveal the secret. Very well, said Utnapishtim. I will reveal the mystery. Long ago I lived by the Euphrates. I am your countryman and distant ancestor. I come from Shuruppak, a city you know well. The gods resolved once to destroy all mankind. Their hearts were set on a flood. They swore an oath not to tell the secret to humans. I did not break that oath, though loved by one god. He did not tell me directly but spoke to my house and I heard, Listen house. Walls here. Your master must leave you. Let him build a large boat like a great chest, cover its roof. Soon house and walls will be destroyed by a great deluge. I understood what I had to do. I began building a boat like a great chest. I made 7 decks, each with 9 compartments. I loaded the boat with goods, silver and gold. Took my family. Then I sealed the doors and locked myself inside. Early in the morning, a cloud appeared, so black the gods themselves were afraid. The whole land froze. Then the deluge came, battering the roof. Soon a crack came as if the earth itself broke open. My boat rose on the waves, driven by howling wind. 6 days and 7 nights the boat was tossed by the sea. Then the wind stilled and the sea grew calm. I opened the window, daylight shone on my face. The sea was everywhere. I fell to my knees. I knew humanity had become clay. I released a dove. It returned, finding no land. I released a swallow. It too returned. Only the raven did not return, cawing upon finding land. Then I saw a mountain and climbed it. I set up 7 times 7 incense burners and offered perfumes to the gods. The gods smelled the unexpected fragrance and gathered around like flies. Only Enlil was displeased, still wishing to destroy all. But my patron rebuked him. You sent the flood needlessly. You could have punished the guilty a different way. So many people, bring famine or plague. Decide now the fate of Utnapishtim and his wife. Suddenly Gilgamesh slept, not hearing the end. Sleep overcame him like the desert's gloom. Oh, awaken him. Let him return to the world, said Utnapishtim's wife. Utnapishtim shook his head. Let him sleep, and you mark the days on the wall for him. 7 days passed. 7 marks appeared above Gilgamesh's head. He awoke saying, Death has taken hold of my body, for my sleep felt like death. Long sleep is fatigue, Gilgamesh. You slept 7 days. But life will return to you. Wash at the stream. Throw your worn skins into the sea. Cover your nakedness with white linen and board Urshanabi's boat. As Gilgamesh departed, Utnapishtim's wife said, He worked hard and suffered. You gave him nothing for the journey. Let me bake him bread. For the restless heart, bread alone is never enough. Man lives not by bread, but by his reckless daring. Instead of bread, I will give Gilgamesh a secret word. Gilgamesh washed in spring water and changed clothes. His body became beautiful, but sadness remained. He boarded the boat, but before he could leave, a loud voice called. There is a flower at the bottom of the ocean, with fiery petals and a tall thorny stem. If you, restless Gilgamesh, obtain that flower, old age will not threaten you, death will pass you by. This is the secret I give you for farewell. Gilgamesh, hearing this, shot to the well, tied stones to his feet, and dove to the ocean bottom. He saw the beautiful flower on its tall stem. He reached for it. Thorns pricked him, the sea turned red with blood. He felt no pain and tore the flower up, raising it above his head. Cutting the stones from his feet, he shot to the surface, gasping and shouting joyfully in the underworld, where silence reigned forever. At this shout, Urshanabi brought his boat to the shore, and the victor returned. See, this is the famous flower that gives immortality to man. I will use it to revive Enkidu. Together we will return to Uruk, restore Uruk's youth. Our walled Uruk will be the youngest city in the world. It will not fade like others, but remain young and beautiful. Urshanabi shook his head, saying nothing, seeing Gilgamesh's bright eyes close as the heroes slept, like death. When Gilgamesh woke, he saw the black tail of a snake. The serpent fled with the flower, shedding its skin along the way. Look, said Urshanabi. The snake stole your youth. Your daring was in vain. The snake became the youngest of all. The old human skin never becomes young. Wrinkles never fade from the faces of men or women. Man disperses his old age as wind. Then after old age comes death. All becomes dust. No, not all, said Gilgamesh. Friendship remains. Memory remains. Friendship and memory conquer death, triumphing over eternal night. The world will remember Enkidu and our joint victory, not only over wicked Humbaba, but over his vile echo and your shallow wisdom. Where bright Euphrates runs to the sea, an ancient hill rises. Beneath it the city is buried. Walls have turned to dust. Trees to rot. Rust has devoured metal. Traveler, climb the hill, look into the blue distance. Cattle walk to the place where the waterhole once was. The shepherd sings a song, not about the mighty king or his glory, but about human friendship.